What's up, YouTube? This is my very first transmission rebuild for my revo brushless edition. Today we're going to be looking at the transmission rebuild. And this is what I use and this is what I do. I soak my bearings in gear oil, and so it gets nice and lubed up, so won't have any grinds and grunge in your bearings, and it's better to soak your new bearings so that way it's good and ready to go. So yeah, here we go. First thing we do is we put the bearings in the transmission case, both halves.
Wrong size.
And then the next step, you take your idler gear and put in the center.
Get all your bearings in first.
You put the silver gear in the middle right there, the idler gear. You put your bearings in first, and then you put your the idler gear in the center right there. And then you take the black gear and put it over to the right, next to the bearing to the right. And that's what it looks like when you get the bearings in there. And there's all bunches of different sizes of bearings. And the parts for this rebuild was pretty pricey. What was it, $200?
For everything, every part you bought?
Every part I bought was $200.
Okay, all your bearings are...
And both halves of the transmission, the bearings are together. Now we take the
bearings and put them inside the idler gear. Get them ready before you start greasing your gears up and getting them put in. Tell them what kind of grease you're using.
The marine grease for the marine RC boats. And it does not, what did you say, it didn't...
it doesn't break down
yeah.
as easy as silicone grease. It stays tacky.
At first, when me and my dad here pulled this apart, I thought that it was a couple of gears. I didn't think it was the whole thing, but it turns out half of the whole gears in the thing were chewed up, so I had to get a whole bunch of new gears and new bearings.
Okay, that's ready.
And that's what it looks like when the bearing is in the idler gear.
Your marine grease is blue.
And the marine grease is blue.
It doesn't need a lot.
Doesn't need a lot on the gear. Gonna grease up the gear. I hope to get this thing back on the dirt as soon as possible to shoot some more videos.
There's only one way this can go in. It just goes just like that.
Goes in the middle, then you just push it down. Isn't there like 2 screws that go in there too?
Mm-hmm. Sure. Booyah.
Sorry about that, guys. Had some technical difficulties with the idler gear. Couldn't get it in there. Looks like the guy at the hobby shop gave us the wrong bearings, so we have to use the old ones, but put them in some grease real quick. And there's 2 screws that hold that idler gear in there, on top of the plastic piece that you see right there.
Now we're going to do the input shaft drive gear.
And that is this one. I'm going to grease that up. And that's what it looks like when it fits down in there. When we first pulled it out, it was popping and cracking and grinding, which I figured that it was just one of the gears, but when we pulled it apart, it turned out it was all of them. And that is what it looks like.
Now you're doing the output gear.
Now we're doing the output gear and greasing the output gear. Me personally, I wish the output gear was metal. I don't understand why when you got a Mamba Monster high power motor like that, I don't understand why they don't make all gears metal. But I guess they do that stuff on purpose to make you go buy and buy some more gears for your car and buy more parts for your car. So they break, so you go buy more. And there you go. Sit it down in there.
Put a little bit of grease. A little grease under these spacers. Clean hand fanatic. Should be able to turn nice and tight. Now we should be able to seal it up.
Hey, back again, guys. Sorry about that. The dang bearings again. I had to use some bearings I already had. I had to go find those real quick. Obviously, the guy at the hobby shop gave us the wrong bearings.
Bearings are too thick. They were thicker than the...
As you can see, that's one right there. And that one is thicker compared to these. These are the ones that it came with.
Yeah.
Tightening the screws, and this thing should be just about done.
One more. There you go. Nice and tight. There you go.
And thanks for watching, guys. That was my revo brushless edition application. Thank you guys for watching. And I will be posting a lot more videos. Hope to soon be getting a rock crawler, and I'll try that out because I've never tried those before. Curious to see what they're like. Thanks for watching, guys.